I will cross the ocean for you. I will go and bring you the moon. I will be your hero, your strength, everything you need. I will be the sun in the sky. I will make you wait for all time. I promise you, for you I will. This week we are in the Mercedes Benz GLE300d and we are going to have a conversation. If you are new here, welcome to the family. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and thank you so much for the support. If you're an upstanding member of the Mercedes Society, thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you for all the love and all the comments, and don't forget to watch those ads because you guys know Kulavega Gucci. So please guys, watch the ads, and we are going to now get into the GLE300d. Get started with the exterior of the GLE300d. This vehicle got some upgrades earlier this year or sometime late last year. I'm not too sure about timelines, but I think it's a very pretty car and not much has changed from its pre-facelifted model. Still looks very imposing, still looks very big, still looks very GLE. You have the nice roof rails, this beautiful metallic silver color that it's finished in. It looks very, very beautiful. These large wheels that it sits on, absolutely stunning car, absolutely commands the presence. You know, you have Mercedes Benz's intelligent high performance LEDs, daytime running lights. You know, the exterior is absolutely nice, the contrasting side mirrors. It looks very sporty, very AMG-esque, you know, very aggressive, very bulky. So on the exterior, there's not much to fault. I think it looks really, really pretty, albeit there's not much that they have done in terms of exterior changes. It'll take a very discerning eye for you to see between this one and the outgoing one or the pre-facelifted model. But this is absolutely a very pretty car for me. I think even in the mornings when I look at it, I'm like, yeah, no, it is, yeah, it is beautiful. It really is a beautiful car. On the interior, I mean, like I said, this car got some upgrades, but I don't really see much of something that is new or exciting. This is very much a Mercedes-Benz, a modern Mercedes-Benz interior. You have this AMG steering wheel, this flat bottom steering wheel with the touch haptic buttons on the steering wheel. You have this large 12.3-inch display, which I find to be really cool. Sometimes I'm a bit torn between whether I like that big tablet that I found in the GLC. If you remember the GLC video, it had that big tablet that's very synonymous with the C-Class, or if I like this display that's just slotted into the dash, because it is a bit more ergonomical than the tablet and less fingerprint stay. Like, it just looks a bit neater. But I think I like the novelty of the fanciness of that tablet. You know, you have the center console, which is actually quite nice. You know, this touchpad, this trackpad that you can use, but also the infotainment system screen is touchscreen. You have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity, 2 USB-C ports in front. You have one in the rear. You also have one inside the center console storage space. You know, armrest. You even have these handles. You have these handles in between the center console, which is actually quite cool. You know, with Mercedes-Benz, the center console is quite clean because the gear levers are behind the steering wheel. So yeah, very nicely laid out interior, very nice, very clean. I love the seats. I love the contrasting Alcantara. You know, it's very, very nice. You have a Burmeister sound system, you have memory seats, you have heated seats, you have lumbar support also, you know, so you have electrically adjustable seats also. You have a large sunroof, ample boot space. You know, it's a very nice car to be in on the interior. And when you're sitting in it, you have a very proper view of the road because you're sitting quite high up. This car is huge. It's not really a small car. It's a big car, but the interior for me is actually quite nice. I love that the climate control menus are buttons, like these fighter jet buttons, actually quite cool. It's like you're starting up something like so I love the climate control menu. So in terms of the interior, I'm very happy with it. You know, you have a black roof lining, very AMG-esque, very bespoke, very nice. So very little to fault in terms of the interior. So let's get into the drive of the GLE300d 4MATIC. This vehicle is powered by a 2-liter turbo diesel engine that produces 198 kilowatts and 550 newton meters of torque, mated to Mercedes Benz's 9-speed gearbox. So with it being a 4MATIC, that means power is evenly distributed to all 4 wheels. So it's similar to like BMW's xDrive, Audi's Quattro system, VW's 4Motion system, things like that, you know. So power is evenly distributed, and you feel it. You feel how nicely and how smoothly this car moves. Gear changes are quite prompt. I think a car with a 4-wheel drive, it feels like you can really feel distribution. Like you literally feel it under your foot. Everything is going to the right place at the right time. So gear changes are quite prompt. And it's absolutely nice in terms of from driving dynamic perspective. It absolutely is nice. In the city, 10 out of 10. Drives beautifully in the city. Nice when you're going to school, work, grocery run, mzwana, you're going to groove, wherever you're going. It is very nice to drive in the city. However, I did do a bit of a long trip to the south, to the Vaal side Tsabo Vaal. And I could feel that feels a little bit underpowered on the open road. When you put your foot down, it just feels like it's hauling itself. It feels a bit heavy, a bit sluggish. But once it's in motion and it's sprinting, the power retention is there, so it does keep going. However, the diesel grunt does come in quite aggressively. And then it just becomes like a bit of a sluggish and a very clunky kind of drive. Like it's like it doesn't want to go, especially on the highway when you are accelerating, right? But once it's in motion, it drives very nicely, you know. With it being a 2-liter turbo diesel, you know, with Mercedes Benz, you get very healthy range. I got 1,000 kilometers of range. I've done over 1,000 kilometers this past week, and I still have 164 kilometers on the clock in terms of driving. So you guys know, Mercedes-Benz, with this mild hybrid system that they incorporate in their engines, it actually makes this the driving experience much more nicer and actually a bit easier on the pockets, because you're going to probably spend quite a bit of money on a full tank with this car. I'll calculate the full tank cost and then I'll put it there, but it will last you quite a while, because 1,000 kilometers is quite healthy. I mean, like I said, Gaborone and back, Giyani and back, Malamulele and back, Mtuba and back on one tank. You know, I always exaggerate like that. So I think it is quite it is quite commendable, and that's why I think I love the modern Mercedes-Benzes, is that they really have made sure that fuel economy is top priority for their customers. So yeah, in terms of that, I really do enjoy driving it. Very comfortable, smoothens up the bumps nicely. It doesn't feel like a very wonky kind of drive. Like it doesn't lean on its shoulders. It really is nice. Like it's a very nice drive. Not mentioning the things I said about, especially on highway driving, how it feels a little bit sluggish. But I think, man, it's a cruiser, man. It's a Mdala spec. It's not the car that it's not too agile. It's just the car that, it's an Mdala spec. I think you guys will understand if I say Mdala spec. But it's a very relaxed and a very calm drive. So in terms of the drive, I'm very happy. Let's get into the verdict. What does Riba think about the Mercedes-Benz GLE300d? Right, so let's start with the pricing. And there's a reason why I want to start with the pricing. This vehicle is priced at 1,924,000 rand, an odd 1.9 million. So just under 2 million for this car. And to be quite honest, Bartrail, I'm sorry to say this, but that pricing is a little bit ridiculous considering what this car is. Firstly, it got a upgrade, facelift or whatever. It doesn't look that much different from the outgoing model. Put those two together, it will take a very discerning and a very trained eye to see any stark differences between the two. Secondly, the interior. This interior is similar to that A200D I drove, with this screen that is slotted in the dash, right? I think for me, if you are going to upgrade this car, give me that experience, give me that C-Class party, give me that GLC experience, give me that cinematic vibe, give me an experience, man. They could have put that nice tablet in the middle here, and they could have literally just overhauled this whole interior. Yes, you have the touch haptics, nice, whatever. Heated seats, you have cool Burmeister, you have cool ample, whatever. But there's very little that they've done to this car. If you want the 7-seater, you pay an extra 40,000. That's 1,964,000 rand. If you want the 7-seater, so that's this car is just basically under 2 million. And I think that price is unjustified, considering that you can get a much bigger car for more or less the same price. If you have the money for a GLE300d, I don't think it makes sense to buy it. Go buy a V-Class. Go buy a V300d. Secondly, I think also the naming conventions of Mercedes, they bore a bit, they bore me a bit, because this car's a 2-liter. At 1.9 million rand, I'm buying a 2-liter diesel. With 1.9 million rand, I can go to Audi and get a RS3, a 5-pot for significantly less. Change. I can go and to be honest, 1.9 million is a bit of a cooked pricing. Like, they are cooking this pricing, because I think at most this car should be 1.6 million at the very most. With this kind of money, I can go to the GLC. It's a bit of a better experience. It's a bit of a party. It's a bit obnoxious. It's a bit more boning. This is very mdala, very sophisticated, and I get there's a market for it. But even in that market, you can definitely go the X5 route. You can definitely go the Cayenne route. You can definitely go the Volvo XC90 route. And that's just my stance on it. I don't think it's necessary for this car to be this expensive. Like I mentioned earlier, this vehicle aims to rival the likes of the Volvo XC90, the BMW X5, Audi Q7, and Porsche Cayenne. I think we can put it in the same tax bracket. But when I did my calculations and I looked, you can actually get a BMW X7, a bigger car, for more or less the same price, right? You can get a plethora of performance cars at 2 million rand. The options are endless. I'm sure you can even get a Porsche something, a very nice Porsche at 2 million rand. Back to the naming conventions. I think this car, they did this 300d, they did it a bit of an injustice by giving it a 2-liter. With the GLE range, they could have made all of them 3 liters with varying power outputs. That's what I think, because this is in essence a 2-liter vehicle for 2 million rand. So each liter is 1 million rand. Come on guys, whoa. And I think that's my only quarrel with this car, is that the money that they're asking for is not really matching what this car is giving me. With that money, I'm going straight for a GLC. I'm buying something else, you know. And yes, it's a bit of a mature, sophisticated market, but is it justified, guys? Is it fair to ask for 2 million for this vehicle when the V-Class is looking at you like this? It's a bigger car, probably has better road presence, probably has better cult status, right? Put an X5 and the GLE next to each other. The X5 is a bit more appealing. Put an X5 and a Cayenne a GLE and a Cayenne next to each other. The Cayenne looks more appealing. So I think it's a bit long in the tooth with the design, and the pricing for me is not really matching me Fundi one. However, it is a lovable car. It is nice. I know its market. Before you guys say I don't know my target markets, whatever, I understand its market. But even in that market, there's so many cars you can get. Personally, for me, I'd literally Zola. I'd call my friends and say, give me an extra 200,000 and I'd buy a Range Rover Velar. And I'd call it a day. Because if you're paying north of 1.5 million rand, guys, you have to be buying something that is absolutely stunning, something that is absolutely new. And I don't know, man. I mean, I get the target market. I think I'm rambling. I get the target market. I get who it's aimed at. But come on, I think 1.2 million for this is a bit diabolical. It is a bit criminal. And I don't know, man. Like I said earlier, I'd probably look at a Range Rover Velar, probably bump the cheese up a bit and look for a Range Rover Velar. But if I'm staying in this price segment, if I'm staying in this 1.9 million rand price bracket, I'm definitely going to Volvo. I'm getting an XC90 top spec, and you can get that for about 1.6 million with Bowers and Wilkins, and I'm calling it a day. The extra 300,000 rand, I buy like a Swift to run around or something like that. So I don't know, a lot of mixed feelings with the GLE. Very lovable car, very nice, I like it, but I'm a bit disappointed that it costs so much, and when I get into it, I'm just like, it's not a party, man. It's not a it's yeah, like in clothes, like it's not a party, guys. It's not. And that's what give you 2 million, mara, guys. Let's be realistic sometimes. So my ultimate verdict of the GLE300d will have to be a 6 out of 10. Unfortunately, when I look at the older one and this one, there's not much of a stark difference. The interior feels like it's something that I've seen before, and paying 2 million for something that I've seen before is a bit unjust for me. It's unfair. Albeit it drives nice, you get a whole lot of range, you get a whole lot of space, very great for the family, great long distance, all the perks and all the creature comforts are there. But the pricing doesn't really make sense. And I do believe that, like I said earlier, look at the Volvo. You can even get a Defender for less. You can get a Land Rover Defender. I'm looking at a Defender now. And Defenders look beastly. They look menacing. And they cost a bit less than this car. So there's a whole lot of cars you can get. So ultimately, I am so sorry, Mercedes Benz. I'm so sorry. But this car is just going to have to it's going to get a 6 out of 10 from me. And that is it from me, Boma Server. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Do let me know what you guys think of this review. And what are you getting with 1.9 million? Would you buy this? Would you go look at a V-Class? Would you look at a Cayenne? Would you look at a Defender, a Velar? Which cars would be on your radar at just under 2 million rand? And what do you guys think of the Mercedes Benz GLE300d? Please do let me know in the comments. Let's have a conversation. Let's engage. And yeah, I am going to now take this car for a little wash. I think it's a little dirty. And then I need to go and work, and I need to go and eat. I'm absolutely starving, and I don't know what I'm craving. Like, I'm broke. I'm so broke. You know what, sometimes, like, Steve Compeller rings in my mind a lot sometimes when I'm broke. And I'm just like, you know what, dog, forget the budget. You have 2 rand in your account. Go buy that Ocean Basket. Go buy that Gemeli. I'm rambling. Guys, hey, guys, that's sometimes... I always forget that I'm filming, and I'm just like, let me just talk to you guys, because I love talking to you guys, and I like to let you guys know what I'm doing. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.